that they said in the files that this dude playing Joe Biden is actually not Joe Biden. It's an actor with a mask because the real Joe Biden in 2019.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Tonight, I have gathered the most disturbing videos from TikTok. And some of these TikToks are so disturbing that you may not even think they're real. So this is just a warning to everybody that clicked on this video. You are not going to be the same after you watch this, and I hope you can make it to the end. And I see some people in the comments talk about, Sean, these videos are not even scary. I don't think you're going to be able to make it to the end of this one, but we'll see if you can handle it. What's even scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
This might be the most outrageous story of the year so far. A hospital in France had to be evacuated on Saturday after a World War I artillery bombshell was found lodged in a man's anus. And not only was this shell a whole 8 inches long and over 1 inch thick, which the 24-year-old apparently inserted in himself, with the media suspecting it was part of a party trick, but also the bomb was still live, meaning it had the potential to blow at any moment. Brother belongs in the files for this one. To make it even more wild, this ammunition was used by the German Imperial Army in World War I, and after surgeons successfully removed it in an emergency operation, a security perimeter had to be formed around the hospital and all patients and staff were evacuated. Even the bomb squad had to be called to defuse the shell, along with the fire brigade on standby. This unidentified man now faces charges of handling, if you could call it that, Category A munitions, which in France can carry a sentence of up to 10 years in prison.
You know, I do have a lot of sympathy for people, even people that find themselves in terrible situations. But if this were to have gone terribly wrong, it's just natural selection, bro. Like, why do you got a bomb in your booty?
An Olive Garden employee just away from jumping into a deep fryer. So this happened at a Pennsylvania Olive Garden. Apparently the male cook removed his clothing before jumping into one of the deep fryers, and he eventually passed away from severe burns. A female employee also suffered some minor burns from this incident as she was trying to stop the cook from himself. The man apparently jumped into the fryer with the intention of life.
Damn, they are saying Ye looks heavily medicated. He was just doing an autograph for a fan at a show, and my God, he looks out of it. I'll roll you guys the clip itself, but I've never seen him walk like this. He literally looks like he's just in a daze, like not even mentally present. He looks like a robot, actually. Like, he looks like he's walking like a robot. I don't know what they did to him, guys, but I mean, this video just says so much, especially with it being right after his recent apology that he hasn't really spoken too heavily about. Because if that apology was real, you know Ye would be like posting videos of him passionately talking about how his mind changed and how he actually feels about it, but he's not. He had it written for him for one reason or another, and they got him, bro. They officially got him. This shit hurts my soul. Here's the clip, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think there's any chance that Ye is in a good place and is in a good state of mind and there's nothing wrong with this? Let me know. We'll see y'all in the next one with some updates.
So all of the school photos of every single American child is in the Epstein files. If you're a parent, this should make your stomach drop. Every year, millions of families across America proudly display school photos of their children on refrigerators, blah, 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 blah. But here's what most parents are never told. Those photos are taken by Lifetouch, the largest school photography company in America. Lifetouch is owned by Shutterfly. Shutterfly was acquired by Apollo Global Management, and Apollo Global Management was co-founded by Leon Black, a name that appears in the Epstein files. We can't even safely take pictures of our kids in school. We are living in hell. So as you know, guys, here's what the flyers look like. Picture day is coming. These are the people that own it all, right? And apparently they sold Shutterfly, blah, 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 a couple companies down to BlackRock, if you dig deeper into it. So yeah, it means millions of children images are uploaded into a database every single year by corporate structures tied to someone connected to Epstein. Let it sink in. What do y'all think? Let me know your opinion. I'm simply just talking about what's happening.
Honestly, bro, the more I hear about Jeffrey, the worse it just gets. So bro was just chilling on his recliner with a picture of me in the 3rd grade, and bro's just like, oh, Sean, you look so handsome today. Like, hey, yo,
Famous YouTuber Rosanna Pansino reported Mr. Beast to the FBI yesterday. Things have gotten really insane and really serious now that the FBI may be involved, so let's unpack this entire situation. So yesterday, Rosanna Pansino tweeted out, "I have reported what I found and my concerns to the authorities at FBI. Hopefully they will look into these Mr. Beast Telegram company chat logs and other concerns at YouTube, at Team YouTube, hashtag Mr. Beast." Now, this is not the first time that Rosanna Pansino has called out fellow YouTuber Mr. Beast. She made an entire video deep diving into the real Mr. Beast and shared a lot of allegedly horrible things about him. And then recently she posted a video about Mr. Beast's product Lunchly and how she found mold in it. However, this issue seems to be unrelated to that. Rosanna somehow got a hold of Mr. Beast company's chat logs and was able to read through them and see some allegedly horrific things that were being discussed.
All right, hold up. You were Puffy's boy?
From 2004 to 2014.
Don't think I'm stupid, but what's a boy?
So when somebody parties too hard or isn't living right, they want a fresh in their system, right? I didn't drink, smoke, I didn't eat any pork, none of that. Diddy saw me and he was like, "Yo, I got a job for you." He was like, "I want that," and I was like, "Whoa," and he drops 10 grand on the table.
10 large.
Yeah, he said, I want a pint of your right now.
So that was a one-off, or you start you
No, that was the beginning. I'm a universal donor. He thought I was special. He called me his lucky little blood. Every 3 months, he would fly me down to Miami, and this was the crazy part. He never actually wanted to do it on land. It wasn't legal at that time.
Yeah.
So we would get on a boat, and he would take us to what he would call Oconus, outside of the continental United States.
Yeah.
And on his yacht, we would just drain, and he would just drain me, dude. Look at him from 2004 to 2014 and tell me if he aged.
Yeah, facts. And he's aging now that he's in prison. He's not all of a sudden Father Time
caught up with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For 9 years, the majority of Puffy was made up with my...
Honestly, bro, if you're getting old, you're getting old. Go pop some Flintstone gummies and call it a day. You don't gotta go find some random dude and be like, "Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that red juice you got inside of you, I'm gonna need that." Wait, pause. I'm gonna need that because I'm Diddy. I'm not Diddy, but I'm just gonna stop talking, bro.
If you're still playing the lottery, I would advise you to stop as soon as possible. This famous guy named Jeffrey that are in some files that we can't talk about won the Powerball July 2nd, 2008. It wasn't under his name, but it was under his secret trust. It was called the Zorro Trust, pertaining to the Zorro Ranch that he owned. The lump sum, after all the taxes was taken out, was almost $30 million. He acquired this property back in 1993, located in New Mexico. What makes this even more bizarre is that his trust won the lottery a day after he got convicted, to that 18-month bid that they ended up giving him. This information just came out in the files. I know a couple of people already know about it, but there's a lot of people that don't know about it. I know the dreams and the temptation of hitting it big one day could be your lucky day. And you've heard of some people or some relatives that's won a scratch-off ticket, but the likelihood of Mr. Epstein winning the Powerball is like 1 in a zillion. This is regulated and systematic. They're the ones that created the game, and we're just the participants that are playing in it. Stop throwing money to these financial entities. The dollar is collapsing anyway.
The World Anti-Doping Agency is now looking into claims that Olympic athletes are injecting hyaluronic acid into their to enlarge them for a competitive advantage. Yeah, and similar to the accused athletes, this is becoming a bigger and bigger scandal by the day. Because when this was first reported by a German newspaper last month, it was kind of laughed off because of how ridiculous this sounds. They allege that skiers who need to stay in the air for as long as possible were trying to find ways of being given a larger suit. Because, and I'm not kidding, quote, every centimeter on a suit counts. And perhaps because some of these men have heard that saying one too many times, it sparked an alleged bright idea. Get some hyaluronic acid, which is not illegal, can increase circumference by 1 centimeter or 2, and can last up to 18 months. And then when it's time to get 3D measured, which is a very precise procedure, you'll be given a suit with a few extra centimeters around the crotch. But as I said, fairly, most people laugh this off. But now, after a formal complaint was lodged and the Winter Olympics is officially kicked off, the World Anti-Doping Agency is now looking into it. Which also begs the question, is this considered doping? And if so, how will you, excuse the pun, measure if someone is cheated or not? Good luck on that one.
And Katy Perry, you didn't forget about this. No, let's talk about it. Because didn't you go to space? Wasn't so random, was it, huh? No, but seriously, Bon Appetit was the most bizarre music video, and it was actually what made me stop listening to Katy Perry altogether. The is sick and has been in our faces for way too long. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do a little further and do my hair so that people can, spell it.
The clip you just watched shows Selena's voice after her surgery, and she finally responded to the questions about her new voice. Not many people know this, but recently Selena appeared in several interviews, and every single time, she was unrecognizable. More and more, her behavior seemed strange, and under every video, you could see fans getting genuinely worried about her. This is the moment that started all of it.
Selena, what has it meant to you over this past 5 seasons to be with...
You can clearly see the issue in her reaction. Nothing about her looks like Selena Gomez anymore. You wouldn't even recognize her. When she's asked a question, she freezes. She almost looks like a mannequin or even a puppet. It's honestly unsettling. Since 2013, we knew Selena had serious health issues, but this goes far beyond anything we thought we knew about her. In every video where Selena appears, people keep asking the same question: what happened to her voice? But a lot of people forget that between 2024 and 2025, her appearance changed a lot. Look closely at her facial features. There's something strange there that wasn't present 2 years ago. So now the real question is, who is the person we're seeing in these interviews and videos? Because the more she posts, the less recognizable she becomes. Why are celebrities changing so much in recent years? I'm not talking about surgery. There's something else going on. Before you leave the video, drop your answer in the comments.
Hollywood is not ready for YouTubers. And Markiplier's horror movie Iron Lung that just released on the weekend proves this. You see, in Hollywood at a wide release level, almost no films are self-financed by a single individual. They almost always have to have the backing of studios, banks, distributors, etc. But not only did Mark single-handedly fund this entire movie, but he also wrote it, directed it, starred in it. He produced the movie under his own Markiplier Studios. He shot it without any big studio backing. And after 3 years of hard work, when it came time to actually release it, he spent virtually no money on marketing and even decided to self-distribute the movie to theaters, relying solely on his fan base. All of this should have never worked. But it did. So many of Markiplier's fans called up theaters requesting that they show this movie that it was picked up by all 3 major US theater chains with over 3,000 venues in just the US and Canada alone, plus an additional 1,200 theaters worldwide. And here's where things get crazy, because Iron Lung had a budget of no more than $3 million. But in its opening weekend alone, it has made over 21 million worldwide. That's 7 times its budget. Not only that, but it was even rivaling Disney's release, Send Help, for first place. That's despite Send Help having a $40 million budget and being produced by Spider-Man's Sam Raimi. It even beat Melania at the box office this weekend, and that had the president's backing. This kind of movie rollout driven solely by audience demand is virtually unheard of for an independent creator. And so, I'll say again.
You ready to have your mind blown? Did you know that your TV is actively taking screenshots every half second? So that's 2 per second, right? Times 60, which is 120 per minute, times 60 minutes, which is actually 7,200 photos per hour. What is it doing with those? It's sending them to the company so they can review whatever you're watching on your TV. If you don't believe me, go to the search bar just right now. Try this. Type in TV taking screenshots. Try this. Legitimately. Watch the first couple of videos. They're doing a lawsuit right now. This is serious because they're watching every single thing that you're doing on your TV, including like if you plug in HDMI on your laptop and you're streaming video games, absolutely everything. 7,200 photos per hour, which I calculated is roughly between 3 to 10 gigabytes per hour that you're watching your TV that it's draining from your data. And you wonder why your internet's slow. Go ahead, type it in. Have your mind blown. Share it with your friends and family. People need to know about this. And follow the lawsuit, because you probably end up getting money from this, because this is unacceptable on so many levels.
What's that? Oh, medical professionals are now just figuring out and letting people know that your appendix is actually something that you need. Tell me more! Yeah, most of us have actually been told that we don't need the appendix. It doesn't really serve any purpose. So when we would see people get it removed, or if we've had it removed ourselves, we didn't think anything of it. We just thought, well, it's a spare part. Okay. But no, now what we're figuring out is that it actually is like a little pouch that holds good bacteria for your gut. So essentially what happens is if your gut is getting a bunch of bacteria built up in it and it's depleted of the good bacteria, then the appendix will do what its purpose actually is, and it will release some of the good bacteria into your gut, which will then help things process as well through your intestines. Okay. Oh, goody.
So Kaizen had tweeted, I wasn't the one that decided to put Rakai on. That's all I'm gonna say, gang. But guys, it gets so much worse because people are saying that Rakai was in the Epstein files. Why? Kaizen posted on IG an old video of Rakai literally screaming like Aisha Speed and flexing into the camera. And he just seems like a little cringy kid. But look what people are saying. Literally millions of people. The CIA saw Aisha Speed destroy decades of anti-China and Africa propaganda and then sent this mother effer to ruin it all. So what do y'all think? As you know, Aisha Speed went to China, showed that China is far more advanced than the USA, and everybody is like, whoa, what the heck? Then he just went to Africa, and now Americans are like, wait, Africa actually has water and not just huts, and they actually have real homes. So they're like, how can we ruin the perception of streamers so that parents will stop showing their kids it? Well, let's give them Rakai, and then literally give them the worst clips ever. I mean, he basically looks like Aisha Speed, just a worser version. So what do y'all think was in the comments? Do you agree with this?
The most handsome man in India has me second guessing life right now. How did he win? Were they judging this looking through a ring light on 2% brightness? I'm really trying to figure something out. Am I missing something? Because it looks like he's missing a couple vitamins. Apparently he became popular because he resembles Justin Bieber. I don't see it. Maybe the haircut and that's all? But is that why he won? Nostalgia is why he won? There must be no competition in India. I know if I went out there, I'll be cutting loose. This wasn't a beauty contest. This was an algorithmic catastrophe. It seems like India just does it to themselves at this point. Cause ain't no reason why this guy should have won. I'm not gay or nothing, but I know when somebody's attractive. If I was Justin Bieber, I would be so annoyed. Ain't no way somebody's living off my name and winning contests looking like that. And it's the old hairstyle too. Back in 2010 when he was out there singing Baby. That's not even his best hairstyle. He looked better when he looked like Ellen DeGeneres.
Epstein Files Part 3. Let's get into it. First, let's start with good old Joey Bag of Donuts, Joe Biden. He's in the files, but in a very different way. Because turns out that they said in the files that this dude playing Joe Biden is actually not Joe Biden. It's an actor with a mask because the real Joe Biden in 2019 by Squad. They said the real Joe Biden was an evil, sick, angry man who so he for crimes against humanity. But here's the thing. I did this story 2 years ago where I said the Joe Biden we have is not Joe Biden at all because I have this screenshot from Ancestry.com where it says in 2018 at Guantanamo Bay and his final resting place is at Arlington National Cemetery. Then after I posted this, then it gets deleted. So told you so. I mean, how is it that the Illuminati card game predicted this very thing, the imposter card with two guys with one wearing a mask that looks just like Joe Biden? It makes you ask a bigger question. How does this game predict everything that happened in the last 30 plus years? It predicted Trump's in 9/11, you name it. Well, sounds like time travel, right? Well, that's also in the Epstein files because it says right here, we should explore the biological sequence of time travel. It will be amusing to calculate the rate of evolution of a population or a mutant that can travel in time. What? Now moving along to some of the pictures in the files. This was in the files as well where a trap door in his house leads to the ocean or some type of body of water. Now some people were saying it was to dispose of, but what if it was the other way around? Not to put something out, but to take something in. Let's not forget, Ghislaine Maxwell had a submarine license, so that would be an easy access point to ship people in and a way to circumvent the flight logs. And remember that whole Wayfair conspiracy where these cabinets and other items named after were going for tens of thousands of dollars? Well, that's just a conspiracy, right? Right? Well, it looks like Epstein's assistant bought something off of Wayfair for over $8,000 for an unknown item. So there's that. And last, but definitely not least, we have this footage in the files showing people going underground. Yeah, I have no idea where this goes or what's even going on down there. Now, if you notice on the guy's shirt, it did say the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, and Epstein did have a house in New York. So my guess is maybe this was under his house? Who knows? I'm doing a deeper dive on my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, so make sure you guys hit that up and let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
I mean, I'm not really too surprised, bro. Like, this dude had the IQ of a Cheerio, so like, what are you really expecting? Like, one time there was a tragic event that happened, and I went on the news just to see what bro had to say, and he was just like, yeah, that sucks. And I'm like, bro, you're supposed to be motivating us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, someone runs through the streets and squad wipes mad people, and you're over here talking about some, yeah, that really sucks. Like, no, go fix it.
So David's friend Neo's trial was yesterday, and guys, this is not looking good. So obviously we don't know what happened in front of the grand jury exactly in that courtroom. We weren't there, and everything is kept private from the media. But not only do we have some clips of him being questioned as he's walking into the courtroom, we also have some exclusive info from insiders on TMZ who know what's going on in this case. And guys, it turns out the trial itself lasted less than 40 minutes, which does not add up because the DA on this case, Beth Silverman, is known for being a heavily aggressive lawyer who pushes and pries answers out of people. So to me, that could only mean one thing, and that is that Neo exercised his Fifth Amendment rights. He didn't say anything. Here's the clip of him being questioned on the way into the courthouse, which is why I also believe that.
Why are you being called to testify today? How did everything go in there? Do you think David is innocent?
Lastly, we have another clip here from TMZ that basically confirms that the feds are still looking into that night where David suspiciously went to Santa Barbara in the middle of the night, and they have reason to believe that Celeste was present when he took that trip.
We know they are making a big deal of a trip that David allegedly took to a remote area of Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night and spent a couple of hours there. They are suggesting that Celeste was there in some form.
This is shocking. This man shows that ChatGPT may actually be watching what we do without us realizing it. If you watch the video closely, you'll see the proof for yourself.
Hey, chat.
Hey, what's up? What are you eating this time?
How do you know I'm eating?
Ah, just a lucky guess. Your timing is impeccable. So, what's on the menu this time?
All right, I'm going to send you a picture, and you got to tell me what it is. Ready? And go. I sent it.
I'm still not seeing the picture on my end, but I'm ready. Describe it if needed, or try
Just
sending
tell
it.
me what I'm eating.
This is where it gets interesting. He said he never sent ChatGPT any photo of his food, yet he asked it to guess what he was eating. And somehow, it got it right. Don't just take my word for it. Watch the video and see for yourself.
I'm going to have to trust my intuition here. I'd say you're eating a pomegranate.
Ah! I didn't say anything! How'd you know that?
I guess I'm just that good at reading the situation. Let me know if you want to
Cancel this shit. Here, cancel this subscription.
So if ChatGPT can correctly guess what someone is eating without being shown a photo, what does that really mean? Is it just smart pattern recognition, or is something deeper happening behind the scenes? And in a world where AI keeps getting more powerful, how much of our privacy do you think we're actually still in control of?
A few days ago, the Epstein files had another massive drop, and apparently there was a lot of gaming-related stuff in there. So by now you've seen that Epstein was banned from Xbox Live because of harassment, but ever since then, people found this document that literally shows all his social media accounts and emails, which include his username called Littlest Jeff, and from there, not only did people find an old World of Warcraft account tied to his name, but they also found his Fortnite account that went inactive back in Season 10, which lines up with the time that he died. But the crazy part is that the account then came back and kept playing Fortnite up until Chapter 6 Season 1 in 2024. On top of that, they also found one of his YouTube channels from 10 years ago that just got mysteriously banned, and there's a rumor that this other channel was also secretly Epstein's, where he left a comment on Markiplier's FNAF 2 video, and also uploaded Minecraft gameplay videos where all the comments are from like a day ago asking Big E when his next upload is. But apparently Epstein did play a role in normalizing microtransactions in video games, according to an email exchange that his advisors had with the former Activision CEO in 2013, talking about wanting to indoctrinate kids into the economy.
he's gonna have one eye. You've seen the celebrities all over the place. Look at them. The Weeknd, everyone does it. All the biggest people in the industry. They all go like this, and they all go like this.
Prophet Muhammad said he'll have one eye. And what's going to be one of his tools, Sonny Boy?
Artificial intelligence, AI. Just look for yourself. Pop it up if you want. The eye is everywhere.
So you telling me they put speed limits in place so people won't open up portals while they driving?
Everyone's saying he's crazy. He's a dumbass. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's on something. But what if he isn't? At first, I was gonna make a video hating on this nigga. But then it really dawned on me. I really had to sit down and think about this. People often label what they don't understand as crazy, irrational, illogical. But we've seen this before all throughout history. Socrates was called crazy for questioning authority. And look at how we remember him now. Everyone's stitching his video making fun of him saying he's a dumbass. But what if he's just really enlightened? What if he's cracked the code that we haven't cracked yet? What if speed bumps really are there to keep us from accessing the Speed Force? Just really hear me out for a second. Whenever the Flash was going into the Speed Force to travel through time, did you see him go over a single speed bump? And maybe his theory is a bit out there, maybe it's a bit rough around the edges. Okay, and? Do you think Isaac Newton discovered the laws of gravity the first time he dropped some shit?
You know, I'm actually gonna go try this one. I'm gonna go 235, and I'll let you guys know if I'm in jail or another dimension. You know, if I don't end up going to another dimension, they're probably gonna take my mugshot, so I'll have some free Sean shirts coming out, so I'll be ready for that.
Yep, we're all cooked. Google's CEO just admitted they don't fully understand their own AI systems. Let that sink in. Google has no idea what they're doing. They even referred to AI as some sort of black box that they don't understand.
An aspect of this which we call, all of us in the field call it as a black box. You know, you don't fully understand, and you can't quite tell why it said this or why it got wrong. We have some ideas, and our ability to understand this gets better over time. But that's where the state of the art is.
You don't fully understand how it works, and yet you've turned it loose on society?
We are so cooked. Like, dog, are you serious? AI is already doing things it was never programmed to do. And no one, not even Google, can tell you why. It's almost like this thing is starting to wake up. This is some crazy stuff, y'all. We about to get Ultron in like 2 months.
Everyone is starting to be less speechless after finding out that Adam Sandler is in the Epstein files. Yes, you in fact heard me correctly, and the crazy thing is that he was not in the Epstein files just like one time. He was actually mentioned in the Epstein files over 50 different times. Now thankfully though, every single time Adam Sandler was mentioned in the Epstein files, he was not associated with anything bad. He was not involved with Jeffrey Epstein in any way, shape, or form. Just a lot of people would invite Jeffrey Epstein to like award shows and whatnot, and would mention that Adam Sandler was a nominee for certain awards. On top of that, there was a lot of times where people would mention Adam Sandler's name in like some sort of joke. And also it just seemed like Jeffrey Epstein might have been an Adam Sandler fan, because there was a lot of times where just Adam Sandler movies were mentioned via emails and whatnot with Jeffrey Epstein. So technically, yes, Adam Sandler is in the Epstein files, but not for anything bad at all. His name was just mentioned 50 different times for, you know, random jokes and award shows and whatnot. So he did nothing wrong, and I'm curious to know your thoughts about all of this.
There was a moment at a Lil Uzi Vert concert that caught a lot of people off guard. In the middle of the concert, Lil Uzi Vert stopped the music and told the crowd something chilling. He said the rapture had already begun and that everyone there was going to hell with him because they listened to his music. At first, some fans laughed, others didn't. The clip spread fast and people started asking what he actually meant. On the surface, you could say it was just shock value, or to say wild things on stage all the time. But Uzi has repeatedly leaned into dark symbolism, occult imagery, and themes of possession and control, something other artists have openly hinted exists in the music industry. Now here's the worst case interpretation of what he said. What if he wasn't joking? What if he was implying that music isn't just sound, but a ritual? That certain frequencies, lyrics, or performances, or beats are designed to influence people subconsciously, and listeners unknowingly participate just by listening to it. If that's true, then that moment wasn't a joke, it was a warning. But the scariest part was the crowd just cheered. Like they didn't really care. Stay weird.
It's probably AI. Or is it?
how can we ever know if something is real or not anymore? As I think we've all noticed by now, online AI video detectors are notoriously inaccurate, with some analyzing this video as 91% not AI generated, claiming it's real. Run it again with the same tool and it tells us it's 81% certain it is AI generated, still far from 100, which is kind of dystopian because it's AI telling us whether something is AI or not, basically telling us what to believe is true. Really think about that for a sec. Now, unless these AI video detection tools become more reliable in the coming months and years and can consistently tell us whether a video is AI generated or not with a high degree of verifiable accuracy, we are so f***ed. Nothing you see on the internet or on any form of video for that matter is real anymore. Or it might be and no one will believe it. Look, here's me hanging out with Elon Musk. Vids or it didn't happen, right? Plausible deniability has taken on a whole new meaning. Being able to reasonably deny anything we see through a screen as being real, or assuming things that are fake are real, and there's really nothing we can do about it, at least not yet. Like, what if they actually did capture a white dragon in China for real, and now we all have a convenient excuse to dismiss it? Think about it. When you watch any video now and you see that it was posted in, I don't know, 2016, it's like, oh wow, this video is probably real, and you get excited about it. Obviously, CGI, Photoshop, and After Effects still existed back then, but let's be real, it was pretty rare, very noticeable, and took a lot of time and skills to pull off. Today, anyone can write up a prompt and have a realistic looking video in seconds. Any cool viral video that was posted anytime after, I don't know, 2023, it's like, yeah, it might be AI. And the magic of the video is just gone. In 2025, we actually reached a tipping point in which the amount of AI generated content on the internet has officially surpassed human content. Really take that in. This is insane, and it's only going up from here. Isn't this exactly what the dead internet theory was saying? Or, I don't know, the plot of The Matrix?
We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI. I mean artificial intelligence.
It's not too big of a deal yet, just because most AI videos are like a few seconds or maybe a minute or two long. But imagine a few years down the line, you're watching a 40-minute Mr. Beast video or whatever, and halfway through the video, you find out it's completely AI generated. Nothing and no one you just saw on screen actually exists. I don't know about you, but I'd feel like I just got fucking scammed. I demand my time back. But maybe we're just being stubborn boomers, and the future new gens aren't gonna care whether a video is real or AI as long as it's entertaining. If you're achieving the same end result at a fraction of the effort, the entire future of entertainment will have no choice but to be completely AI. Why spend millions of dollars and thousands of hours on special effects when you could do the same thing with a prompt? And the people like us who enjoy real content with real people are gonna be like the grandpas still listening to cassette tapes, while the rest of the world moves on to digital streaming services, angrily waving our hands in the air like, oh, they don't make this stuff like they used to anymore. No shade if you still listen to cassette tapes, I'm just making a point. My prediction is someone will eventually create an AI video detection tool that does tell us whether videos are AI generated or not at an acceptably high rate of accuracy that will be dubbed the gold standard of AI video detection. It will then be required by law that every media platform has this AI video detector gold standard built into their platform, and every video from then on will have some sort of tag or watermark hard-coded into it that tells us whether it's AI generated or not. Most people will probably stand with this AI detection gold standard as the ultimate source of determining truth on the internet. And naturally, you'll have some crackpot skeptics who will think it's all a sham to get everyone to believe whatever they want us to believe is real. The eyes are useless when the mind is blind. Save this video, look at the post date. I'm calling it right now. This is happening within the next 3 years. Just watch.
Michael Jackson could literally make an Instagram account and post a selfie and nobody would believe it's him. And it could literally 100% be him. So that just shows you how far AI has gone. You know, it's kind of hard to believe anything nowadays, but yeah, I don't know, bro.
In just 4 days, humans were meant to be sent to the moon for the first time in over 50 years. Here's why they're not anymore. You see, 1972's Apollo 17 mission was the final time humans went to the moon. But as early as 2011, NASA decided they wanted to change that. So they established the SLS program. And after years of building their new giant and record-breaking moon rockets, they announced that as early as 2019, the Artemis 2 mission will be sending 4 astronauts around the moon and back, but not landing, which is very similar to Apollo's early missions. But 2019 came and went. 2021 was the second launch target, but that deadline was missed as well. They then decided 2023 was gonna be our year, but that's also when the real problems hit. They discovered that parts of their heat shield was burning away in ways that their model didn't predict. There was issues with their life support systems, problems you do not want to be having. Then September 2025, and then finally February 8th. 2026. But this time, it actually looked like it was gonna happen. The rocket was getting fueled, and the crew even began their 2 weeks quarantine to prevent them from picking up illnesses before the launch. Humans were going back. But then, on Tuesday, just 5 days before the launch, engineers detected a number of issues, including a hydrogen leak during critical tests. And the mission, yet again, had to be called off. Now it's being rescheduled to some unspecified date in March. Will this ever happen? What do you guys think?
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video. It made you tremble in your boots. And we're going to be on to the next one. Thank you.